Triple T? This is Tim. I'm back again with another Table Talk Time reaction. So if you're new to the channel, go hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you know whenever we do a video over here on Table Talk Time, because remember, this is not my channel, this is your channel. I'm going to tell you that every single day. All right, Triple T, you know the deal. Sit back, relax, strap your boots on, and enjoy the ride, because we're going to jump up in this reaction. And please share all these videos so we can get the message out. We're going to be reacting to none other than Tom Macdonald. Now, you know I just did Tom Macdonald the other day on People So Stupid. That wasn't the first time Tom's been on this channel. Now, I'll be honest with you, when Tom first came out, I really didn't like him. It took me a while to grow into him. But I tell you, I think Tom's pretty dope. Why? Because he says a lot of controversial stuff, but he's stating facts. And that's what I like. I like for somebody to come out and expose stuff and tell the facts while they're doing it. And Tom is very good at that. He's done that with 90% of his songs. He's exposing something. So we're going to be reacting to Tom Macdonald, Whiteboy. So sit back, relax, strap your boots on, and enjoy the ride, because we're going to jump up in this.
I cannot feel guilty for that I didn't do, but I can understand the reasons why you think that I should. Yeah, I'm white, but I never put your neck in no noose, and I never burnt a cross or hit my face with a hood. You can't just label me racist, cause I'm related to people who did some terrible way back before I was alive. My parents brought me up to treat everyone as an equal. I refuse to feel ashamed cause of my pretty blue eyes. And not white.
Boy, Tom came out the gate right there. He said, look, you can't blame me for something that's happened a long time ago. I had nothing to do with that. He said, I didn't put your neck in no noose. I didn't hang nobody. I didn't do anything with slavery. I had nothing to do with that. Ooh, boy, I know this had to be a controversial song when it first came out. What Tom is preaching right here. Well, I bet this got a lot of people triggered. Come on, man, let's get it.
Who labels me as that because of my family genetics? The hatred for Caucasians is so pathetic. Go be proud that you're black, but don't hate me for some credit. I'm not the white devil, neo-Nazi, cop trying to pull the trigger. You can call me what you want, but I'd still never say the white race as a whole ain't the enemy. There's racist white people, but we're far from that collectively.
Man, he said, look. He said, you can try to hate the white race, but don't put me in that category. I had nothing to do with that. He said, you got the black race against me, cops against me. Everybody's out to make me the bad guy because I'm white. Man, that's true. You know, with everything that's going on in the world today, I hate to say this, but I can see where people may be turned off and they may have racial thoughts that it's like you should be ashamed because you're white. Look, I had no say-so on what color I was when I was born. Just like you didn't have no decision on what color you were born. That's all God's doing. It has nothing to do with us. So why are we trying to judge somebody and hold something against them because of the color of their skin? It's like this whole reparation thing. It's 2020. There ain't a white person alive had anything to do with slaves. Now, slavery was bad. Don't get me wrong. But don't crucify me for something that my ancestors did over 200 years ago. Because I had no say-so in that. You see what I'm getting at? And that's what Tom is saying so far in this song. Man, I know he had people triggered when this first came out. Come on, let's get it.
Don't say that, white boy. Oh, you so bad, white boy. You wish you were black, white boy. Dear white boy. White boy, white noise. I can't say it with my white voice. White boys, white lies. Don't tell me how to see it through my white eyes. If a black man.
Ooh, boy, he said, hey, don't try to tell me how to look through my white eyes. Y'all tell me to say white boy, don't say that. He said with that white noise. That white boy. People are ashamed to be white. Hey, there are a lot of people out there who are ashamed to be white. I'm not one of them. Like I said, I had nothing to do with that back then. That's why I say, don't be ashamed of what color you are. Because you had nothing to do with it. You didn't choose who your parents was. God did that. God chooses what color every person is on this earth. No one on this earth had anything to do with their color. God chose that. So you want to get mad at somebody, get mad at the man upstairs, but I wouldn't recommend that. He's not a vengeful. He's not a vengeful God. He doesn't go for revenge. He's a loving God. He's a forgiving God. But I wouldn't want to piss him off. That's all I'm saying. Come on, let's get it.
Sitting next to me, I don't assume that every black's favorite drink is Hennessy. I don't dislike Tanisha because her first name isn't Stephanie. Not only is that wrong, it's a waste of energy. Ivory or ebony, 45 or 17, we all bleed the same. Martin Luther King or Kennedy.
Woo, boy, damn, boy, that is a hard bar right there. He said, look, just because I got a glass of Hennessy set beside me, I don't automatically assume that's a black guy drinking it. Because, you know, in all the rap videos, all the black rappers, they drink Hennessy. He said, why assume that? If you do, that's racist. But he says, you know what? It doesn't matter if you're 17 or 45. We all believe the same. It doesn't matter if it's Martin Luther King or Kennedy. They both got shot. One was white, one was black, and they both bleed red. That's what Tom was saying. Man, this has got a deep message. Like I said, don't be ashamed for what you are. If you're white, own it. If you're black, own it. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't let anybody put you down because you're black or you're white. And don't feel guilty about it. Be proud of what you are and who you are. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. It's what you do with your life. You can take the hard right or the easy wrong. You're going to be judged by the character of the actions of your character, not the color of your skin. Martin Luther King said that, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. I don't care if you're black, white, brown, purple, yellow, or pink. I'm not going to judge you by your skin. I'm going to judge you by the actions of your character. Character, you understand what I'm saying. I'm going to judge you for what you do. If you come at me sideways, okay, I'm going to come back at you sideways back. But if you come at me with respect, I'm going to give you respect back. See, respect is a two-way street. In order to get it, you got to give it. And that's just the facts. And that's what Tom is saying in this video right here. Man, I know he had some people triggered when this song came out. Let's get it.
I'm reciting the facts. He's white and he raps. He stole the culture right from the blacks. Okay, it's fire, but we lit the flame. He's siphoning gas. So this corny little honky man, the whitey is whack. You letting history perpetuate the hatred within. And then you paint me with the brush you painted slave owners with. Yeah. White boy.
He said a lot right there. He said, look, you got people coming at me saying I'm still in their culture because I'm white and I rap. A lot of people think that. You know, look at Nick Cannon. He said that Eminem was a guest in the rap house, in the rap culture, and that he was still in their culture. And if you remember when Mises came out, he's like, hey, you're racist for saying that. And just like Adam Calhoun, when he came out in Patriot, he said, you want to call me a guest in this house? He said, I'm not a guest in the house. I own the house, the rap house. And basically what they're saying is, just because I'm white don't mean I can't rap. I'm not stealing your culture because there is no culture when it comes to rap. It's music. It's not owned by any race. Anybody can do it. If you're good at it. Well, if you're not good at it, then don't do it. And obviously, Tom, he's good at it. And boy, he is pushing some buttons right here. So let's keep going. Let's get it.
Sister, an auntie, an uncle, and a grandmother. that I picture when you're openly hating. And God willing, one day I'll have a kid of my own. I refuse to let you blindly hate my wife and my baby, so go ahead and hate the races. I pray for their extinction. If you want to hate the white people, just make the distinction between the ones who want the best for everyone regardless and the ones who build the system just to smother you with hardship. Stop before you say it. I know what you've been thinking. How's a straight white male in 2018? You're making me the villain by demonizing my race for things I didn't do and decisions I didn't make. No one that I call a friend has ever owned a slave, and neither did our dads or our dads' dads. Sakes, acknowledging atrocities were wrongly committed is all that I can offer while I'm wrongly convicted. I would never hate a man for what God gave him in pigments, and I would never plot against him just because he is different. I would never judge a human for the cards he was given or call him lesser than myself because of the race that he's mixed with. White people that...
Man, that boy, he said a lot right there. God. He said, hey, look. You got people saying, man, you know you wish you were black. And there are a lot of white people out there who think they feel that way. They wish they were black. And then you have white people out there and like, no, I don't want to be black. I'm proud to be white. And rightfully so. They should be. But he said, look, don't blame me in 2018. Now, this is 2 years ago. He said in 2018, what happened 200 years ago? Because me, nor any of my friends had to do anything with slavery. Not my daddy, not my daddy's daddy, and not my daddy's daddy. And that's true. Why do you want to blame us, because we're white, on what happened 200 years ago or 400 years ago? We weren't living back then. We had nothing to do with slavery back then. But people are so quick to blame you because you're white. Man. Hey. I know. Woo. When this song came out, I know people had to be daggone triggered as all get out when this song came out. And I can see why. He's saying a lot of controversial things, but he's stating facts. You can't deny that. That's one thing about Tom. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't dig Tom when he first came out. It took me a while to grow to get to like him. But the one thing I do like about him, he's controversial. But when he's controversial, he states facts. And this song is so fitting of what's going on in the world today. There's a race war going on in this country. You may not believe it, but there is. We're divided. You got blacks on one side and you got whites on the other side. And then you got those that are in the middle who are trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? They are ashamed of their skin color. They think that there's white privilege. There's no such thing as white privilege. There's no such thing as black privilege. And I've spoken on this many a times. There's only one privilege in this country, and that's the wealth privilege. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, Hispanic, Asian, it doesn't matter. If you got money, you're privileged. And there are a lot of white privileged people, just like there are a lot of black privileged people in this country, because they got money. And that's a fact. But people don't look at it like that. They look at you because you're white, they automatically assume that everything's going to be handed to you. It doesn't work like that. Yeah, I'm white, but there was nothing given to me. I had to work for everything that I got. Listen to what I just said. I had to work for everything that I have. Just like I'm sure that majority of you had to work for what you got. Nothing was given to you. And it doesn't matter what skin color you are. People automatically want to think and assume the worst in people. Instead of judging them for their character, for their actions, they always want to judge them for the color of their skin, by the way they look or the way they dress. If you got a black guy who's sagging his pants and he's got tattoos, you're going to automatically assume that he's a thug or a gangster. In all actuality, he could be a Harvard graduate. But that's what you get when you assume. When you assume, you make an ass out of yourself, not me. people look at a white guy and he's all tatted up, got a beard, and he's wearing a rebel flag. They're going to say that he's a racist, or he's a hillbilly, or a redneck. You got to stop daggone trying to stereotype people. Don't judge them by what they look like. Judge them by their actions. And that's a fact. But I know he had some people pissed off when this came out. Come on, let's get it.
Rothschilds, Bushes, and Royals. They're the people who monopolized the water and oil and injected your communities with drugs that they spoiled. Got no patience for Nazis. I think they're better off dead. They'll fight in hatred with hatred, making the hate more intense. I don't want nothing to do with either side of the fence, so don't blindly attack me for wearing braids on my head. Hate the people who believe you.
Ooh, boy, he said a lot right there. He said, hey, if you want to blame anybody, blame the Rockefellers, the Bushes, the Clintons. Blame those. Don't blame me. Don't get mad at me because of the braids in my head. You know, you got that whole people saying you're stealing my culture. You know, if you're white, you can't have braids. Or wear big hoop earrings. Because they say you're stealing their culture. Well, I got a news flash for you. Wearing the big earrings didn't come from black people. If truth be told, it actually came from the Spaniards. From Spain. Back in the 1200s. They're the ones who came up with that. So if anybody's stealing somebody's culture, you're stealing theirs. You see where I'm getting at? See, people, they don't want to educate themselves because knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more power you have. And that's what Tom is saying. Stop trying to blame me or accusing me of stealing something. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to live my life. I just want to rap. But you want to say I'm stealing your culture because I'm white. Like I said, there is no culture when it comes to music. Music is music. It's what you feel in the soul. And not everybody can sing or rap, no matter what color you are. I'm just saying. Hey, Tom's preaching now.
Hate the ones who teach their children you ain't because they said so. Hate the ones who think you're all the same and judge you profusely because the way that you're portrayed on our news and in movies, being white and being racist aren't the same, man, I promise. No, it's hard to tell the difference if I'm just being honest. I deserve the chance to show you I'm not part of the problem, and you owe it to yourselves. We got so much in common. White boy, don't say that.
Ooh, boy, that was a strong message right there. He said, hey, he said, stop blaming the racists. Stop blaming white people. Because we got more in common than you can think of. And it's true. The problem is, nobody actually wants to sit down and actually open up a dialogue and talk about it. Adam Calhoun said it best. He said, if you get the most ghettoest person from the inner city, and you take the most hillbilly looking person that looks like a redneck out in the country, and you bring them two and sit them down at the table and open up a dialect, he said, I guarantee you they will have more in common than you think. But the problem is society, meaning the government, the media, actually the media, not the government, but the media is trying to keep us divided. They don't want us to come together. Because if we come together, we'll realize that, you know what? We don't need them. And they can't afford that. You see, if all sides were to wake up and actually sit down at the table and realize, you know, we got more in common than what you can think or what you can imagine, we'll put them out of business. And they can't handle that. Man, look, people. If you want to fix the world, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. You got to fix the man in the mirror. MJ said it best, Michael Jackson. You got to start with the man in the mirror. If you want to fix the world, you got to fix that hate in your heart. If you hate another person because of the color of their skin, then you're the problem. It's a fact. I'm just stating facts. Come on now. We got to wake up, because if we don't, I'm telling you, it's going to get uglier and uglier than what it is. Look what happened in Wisconsin this weekend. They're burning that place down. Another white cop shoots another black guy. And what happens? The daggone governor goes out and tweets that another black man was killed by a white cop before knowing any of the facts. And look what happened. They destroyed that place this weekend. I'm surprised that state's still standing, because they burned everything down in that area. And it's sad. We got to wake up, people. Life is too short. Let's get it.
You're so bad, white boy. You wish you were black, white boy. Be a white boy. White boy, white. No, I say, can't say with my white voice. White boys, white lies. Don't tell me how to see it through my white eyes. White boy, don't say that, white boy. Oh, you so bad, white boy. You wish you were black, white boy. Dear white boy.
Man, let me tell you, that was a fire song. I know when that song came out, it had to have people that were just controversial all get out. Now, this song's 2 years old and it's got over 6 million views. And let me tell you, he said a lot in this song. He's basically saying, look, don't blame me because I'm white. I had nothing to do with what happened over 400 years ago. I had nothing to do with slavery. None of my friends own slaves, nor their dads, nor my dad or their dads own slaves. So why are you holding that against me? You see, the problem in this country is, believe it or not, we're in a race war right now. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. Why? Because people are always trying to hold a grudge against somebody else by the way they look and the color of their skin. Martin Luther King said it best. I don't want to be judged by the color of my skin. I want to be judged by the character of my actions. I want to be judged by my actions, not the color of my skin. And that's what Tom was saying in this song. Don't judge me by my skin color. Judge me by my action. Judge me for who I am. Adam Calhoun said it best. He said, if we take, like I said in the reaction, if you take somebody from the inner cities and someone from the country, put them at the table, you'd be surprised they will have more in common than you can imagine. And that is so true. The problem is, people are too afraid to do it. See, if we keep allowing the media, and believe it or not, the media is the biggest problem of what's going on in this country. Because they keep putting that false narrative out there and people bite on it. That's why I say, don't believe what everything you see on the TV when it comes to the news. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not accurate. Go research it yourself. Go do the research. Go look it up. Get your own facts. Because knowledge is power. And the more knowledge you have, the more power you have. And if you did that, well, you'll see that not everybody is as bad as they say they are. Like I said in the reaction, if you had a black guy walking around the street with his pants sagging, he's tatted up and had a teardrop on his face, you're going to think that he's a gangbanger. In all actuality, he could be a Harvard graduate and you not even know it. But you're not thinking about that. You're just looking by his appearance. Just like if you take a white guy with a big long beard and he's tatted up and he's wearing a leather vest, you're going to assume that he's in a motorcycle gang or a hillbilly or a redneck. It may not be a case. He may be a lawyer himself. See, but everybody gets so wrapped around by what people look like instead of getting to know the person. So this is what I'm going to challenge you to do. The next time you're out in public, and if there's someone that you think that you would never really associate with, walk up to that person and strike up a conversation. I guarantee you, if you did that, you'd be surprised. You got more in common than you can imagine, and you'll ever know. And you probably develop a very good friendship. But the left and the media, they don't want that to happen. They want us to be button heads. They want us to go at each other. Why? Because it divides us, they can control us, and they can keep us down in poverty. And it's all about money. That's what it all comes down to. Just like the Black Lives Movement. The Black Lives Matter organization, they're not about black people. They're about money and power. Of course, Black Lives Matter. So does white lives. So does Hispanic lives. So does Asian lives. All lives matter. The human race matters. Because we are all God's children. And God made us in his own image. You didn't decide who was white. If you're black, you didn't decide you were black. Just like I'm white, I didn't decide if I was white. God decided that for us. So don't hold my skin color against me. Don't judge me for my skin color. Judge me by my actions, the things that I do. If I walk around and I got my nose stuck up in the air and I think I'm always better than somebody and I'm not willing to help out my fellow mankind, judge me by that. But don't judge me by the color of my skin. Because if you do that, it's like judging a book. You never know what you're going to get. So don't ever judge a book by its cover. I'm just saying. So put a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this reaction. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of the message. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I batshit crazy? Put a comment down below so we can talk about it. All right, Triple T, you know the deal. Be kind to yourself. Love your family. Love your neighbors. Even the ones that you don't even think that you can get along with. Love them as well. And do unto others as you wish them to do unto you. I cannot stress that enough. If we all would just band together and treat people like we would want to be treated, this world would be a so much better place. And as always, God bless you and God bless America. Until next time, Triple T, this is Tim with your Table Talk Time reaction. Have a good night.